to the drive-thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We will get you out of here before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here in the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time to deliver live free picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. So let's meet the cappers, and then we'll get right to the picks, as we don't mess around here on the drive-thru. So let's say hello here to Kirk. What's happening?
Not much. Hoping it's a good new week, as I've just been abysmal this past month. So hopefully something with the warm weather, and hopefully I get back on track to start this week.
Very good. Excellent. Let's say hello to Javon. Javon, what's going on?
Yeah, another night with shorter card today. What is it? 8 baseball, 2 NBA, and I don't even look hockey's way. But yeah, so for me it's a shorter card, but I think there's enough meat on the bones to get through it.
Yeah, good. And over to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much. Can't complain. We had our 8th straight MLB play of the day. NHL's 9-3 run. NBA's on a nice little run. I can't complain about last week whatsoever. So let's start the new week just like we did last week. Came out of the slump and had a nice week. So looking to start the week with a nice little win here. As Joanne alluded to, hey, there's some smaller slate of card. But hey, I think there's some nice money makers here in this card to get some pay to start the week. So let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Let's get to the NBA to start it off here. NBA Game 2 series here. We start here with Pistons and Knicks. We got the Knicks here laying 7, total 221. And Game 2 of this doubleheader will feature the Nuggets, the Clippers, and the Nuggets. The Clippers going to be favored here. 1. Look at the money line there. Minus 120 there. 20-cent spread there. So 1 here, total 218.5. We'll get this one underway here with Rock.
Yeah, and looking at these 2 NBA games to kick it off, you know what? I'm going to go with the Pistons here in the first half. Second half of the year, they've been money in the first half. 22-7 ATS in that first half, especially when they've been a dog of 3.5 to 9.5 in the second half of the season. They've been covered. And we've seen in that first game, they had the first half covered as well. Just kind of, I think nerves got to this Pistons squad late down the stretch, and a 21-0 run will do that to you. It's just kind of, I think the snowball effect hit, and it started to roll in the wrong direction, and they just couldn't recover from it. You started to see them make mistakes, bad passes, bad turnovers, but I think they cleaned that up here and fight. So we get a cover in the first half. I'll take the Pistons plus the 3.5 there in that one. And then the Clippers in Denver, give me the under 218.5 in there in that one. It took the overtime game to get us over the total in Game 1. I don't think we get to overtime in this one. Give me the under between the Clippers and the Nuggets.
There from Rod. Let me update you here on the injuries here. We got Ivy out. Stewart is now out for Detroit. So that's a miss there for Detroit. New York, a clean injury report. Clippers, a clean injury report. Gordon remains probable there for Denver, likely to play there with that calf issue there. So there you're updated here on the injuries for these games. Next up, we move right on over to Javon.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the under in the Pistons Knicks game. The Pistons actually shot well in their last game. 48% from the field overall, 47% from 3. They're not that type of team to shoot threes at that rate. They only shoot 36% from the season, so I expect some regression there. I don't think the shooting keeps up. Especially at Madison Square Garden. Kate Cunningham should have a better game. He threw up all over himself in the waning minutes of that game. They could have righted the ship. He was a key contributor to the turnovers. I just think that it's going to be one of those situations where you're going to see, as this series goes on, you're going to see lower scoring games in this one. The Knicks, dodged the bullet, based on what happened in the fourth quarter. I just think we're going to see more of a dogfight in this one. That's really the bottom line. So I'll be willing to take the under in this one. Like I said, this game's going to be, I think, a little bit more chippier. Based on what happened last game, based on what happened in the regular season, you know, so the I think that the Pistons should be able to play better defensively. That's really one thing that they need to sharpen up is their defense. Because they was letting letting a cannon was opening up. A canyon was opening up in the lane, in that fourth quarter. It started in the third quarter, for sure, but in the fourth quarter, the floodgates opened up, and they were just driving to the basket, getting whatever they wanted. So they shore that up. I think this is gonna be one of those games that are played in like the 100 to 110 range as opposed to 120 and above. As far as the other game, I'm also going to take the under there. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's how I play it. You saw the style of play in that one. You saw the pace, the tempo, and I don't think that. I think this one's going to be close throughout. I don't think that either team's going to have to claw their way back. In this particular game. So, that's where I'm going with that one under as well.
From Javon. Next up, we move right on over to Kirk.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Clippers here on the money line. Had a lot of chances to knock out that Nuggets, but they just didn't get over the hump in game one. And I think the line tells you really everything you need to know here in game two. Clippers are favored. I think I would probably say they are the better team currently with just the coaching changes and everything going on in the Nuggets organization behind the scenes. So I'm going to take the Clippers on the money line, and they tie it up to go back home.
From Kirk, tell you what I think about these games here. Yeah, I'm going to go over in that one between the Pistons and the Knicks. I really like what I saw offensively here from this Knicks team. Matter of fact, at home, they've shot the ball well, 49% at home for the year, 118 points a game. We got some really good road shooting by the Pistons. I think the Stewart injury will impact rim protection. That's a key injury there for the Pistons defensively. So I think they'll be able to exploit that. This Knicks team. The Pistons very efficient in that first game, averaging 114 points per 100 possessions. So both offenses very efficient here to open it up. I think it'll be the same here. I like the over in that game. I'll look at the Clippers side here in the game too. Again, I like the coaching edge here with Lou over the interim for the Nuggets. This is where it comes into play when you play game two and you make those adjustments. Of course, the Clippers, when you look at the offensive numbers, the stats, everything looked like a win except the turnovers. They had 20 turnovers. They gave the game away. I like the Clippers were able to shoot the ball effectively, defend. So I'll look at the Clippers in that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we turn our attention here to Major League Baseball here for the final. We got 6 games remaining on this card here for a Wednesday as we had the Red Sox get the victory, and of course the Guardians game is in progress. So what we'll do is we'll do 3 at a time here in Major League Baseball here for this second block, for the first and 2 blocks. So we'll do 3 games at a time. We start here with the Reds and Marlins. Red Hot Reds, $1.17 here. Total sitting here at 8. Padres and Tigers. Tigers $1.41. Total sits here 8.5. Phillies and Mets. Mets now up to $1.40. That's been a big move. That's almost a 20 cents move here. Total sits here at 7.5. Let's take a look here at any pitching changes here for these games. Of course, if you were looking at the overnights, you saw that it would have been Flattery, but it looks like Montero here gets the start over Flattery. Flattery will go tomorrow, in case you didn't know that. But other than that, it looks like we have no other changes in the starting pitching as we're going through the games here. I don't see any changes in pitching. So there we go. Just keynote that Montero in for Flaherty today for Detroit. So we'll get this one here underway with Rod. Rod is on mute.
All right. One play I'm looking at here in this early slate is good old Max Meyer. We're going to take over his outs. We've seen him this season in his 4 starts, 17 outs, 18 outs, 19 outs, 18 outs. Most of the time he closed at 14.5, 15.5, 15.5, 15.5. Bookmakers adjusted up to 17.5 outs here in this one. Still not high enough. As I said, the last 3 games, 18 outs, 19 outs, 18 outs. I think he easily gets over the 17.5 outs. here in this one again. I'm going to take Max under his outs. Or over his out 17.5, and then take the under 8 in this game. As I think Lodolo on the other side of the bump goes deep in this game as well, and runs coming at premium. So give me the under in the Reds game and take Max over his out total. A couple I like there in that early time slot.
Couple from Rod. Next up, we move on over to Javon.
Yeah, I'm on the Miami Marlins. After scoring a boatload of points, 24, 25 points, runs, sorry, wrong sport. After scoring a boatload of runs yesterday, I got to fade them in the next game. I got to fade the Reds. It's really that simple. I don't think they score enough a lot of runs in this one, and I actually think that's going to stay under the total. Max Meyer, he has good stuff. So I expect for him to get through this Cincinnati lineup, even though they are hot. And on the other side, Nick Lodolo, he's doing the job. But the Marlins are hitting lefties. They're smacking them around. So it's going to be tougher for Lodolo to get through this Miami lineup than it is, I believe, Maya getting through the Cincinnati lineup. So I think that's the catalyst for Miami Marlins win outright. You're getting plus money. So I'll take my shot with the Marlins.
There from Javon. Next up, we move right on over to Kirk.
Yeah. Might be a little square, but I'm going to have to ride the Reds here. Lodolo's been pretty good all season. Meyer has been pretty good as well, but I just like the Reds' bats a little better here. It's hard to cool off a team that scored 24 runs. Obviously, I'm not expecting to do that. But I like where the price is at here on the money line for the Reds at only minus 115, minus 120. I'll take the Reds in this one.
From Kirk, tell you what I think here about these games here. I'm going to be looking here at, I agree with Kirk here. I like the Reds in this spot. Reds over the past 6 have been hitting the ball. Their bullpen numbers for the season have been good. At night, the Marlins hitting just .211 with their ERA over 5. Miami against lefties the past 1+ seasons, 10 and 23 against left-handed starters, losing 12.5 units. Reds, when you get them as road favorites of $1.25 to $1.75, they are 8-2 the past 1+ seasons, returning 5.5 units. I'll look here at the Reds. I like the Mets, but not at this price. There. All right. Let's see what else we have in this block. With Phillies, Mets. Yeah, Phillies, Mets didn't like the price. Yeah. I had looked at the Tiger game. I'm not. I don't understand this Tigers line here. I don't like Keter Montero. I do not like the pitching. I can only look at the Padres. I know Randy Vasquez has got the issues here. Strikeouts 9%, walk rate 16%. That's why you see the big move there to the Tigers. Even though Montero has just been an absolute gas can. I see an edge here in the Padres bullpen. I also see here an edge in the fact that Detroit has not had very good success here against the National League. Let me go back and I'm looking at my notes for tomorrow. I've already started my work for tomorrow, but looking at this Padre team against right-handed starters, we know they've hit well at 280. Right, that's what they've hit at. Also, too, when you look here at this Tigers team, they have not hit the National League very well. Just 209 against the NL, an ERA near 5. They've dropped 5 of the 6 against the National League. The bullpen for the Padres have been very good. I know people are scared off Vasquez. The advanced analytics people looking at the strikeout and walk ratio, but I got to give the bats to the Padres. Also have to give relief pitching advantage to the Padres. Strength of schedule as well. I don't think much of this AL Central. And we know that Tigers have been building up wins against the AL Central. We saw what happened when the Tigers played the Dodgers. I believe they got swept. So the way I look at it, I'll look at with this pitching change. I'll definitely look here at the Padres. I do understand the concern for Vasquez. I know you see the ERA up there, but the FIP's horrible. So it's because of this walkouts, strikeouts, and walks. But where Padres have the edge is in the bullpen and their bats and their strength of schedule. So I'll look at Padres in that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we get ready here for the next series of games. And the final 3 that we'll cover here will be, let's go here, Cardinals and Braves. The Braves up to 212 here. Total sits here at 8.5. Blue Jays and Astros. Astros $1.35, total sits 7.5. And we close it out here with Brewers and Giants. The Giants $1.29, the total sits here at 8. And we begin this block here with Ron.
Yeah, and look at these two games here. Give me the dog here in the Blue Jays, and Gausman going in that one. Look at this Blue Jays squad covering the run line. 8-1 on the road to the run line, and on the run line this season, 16-6. But I think they win this outright. Should be a pitcher's duel early in this one, but I trust the Toronto offense a lot more than the Houston offense right now. So give me the Blue Jays at a nice plus price in that one. And then looking at the Brewers and the Giants, should be a good matchup here. Robbie Ray on the mound for the Giants, and then you got Quinn Priester on the mound. And what we've seen from Priester was that first start he gave up a few hits. His next start, not so much. He just keeps improving. This is his third start of the year, and I'll take Quinn Priester and the Milwaukee Brewers at the plus price. Going against the Giants squad, hey, they've had a nice start to the season, but I'm going to take the Brewers here at the plus price. Two dogs, give me the Blue Jays and Milwaukee in that one.
Yeah, from Rod. Next up, we move right on over to Javon.
Yeah, I'm on the under first 5 in the Blue Jays Houston game. Just a situation where we got two stud pitchers going on the mound that not the same mid-season form, but they come out the gate doing well. Both Hunter Brown and Kevin Gausman. And the bottom line is that in April, pitching overhitting for the most part. So obviously the Houston bats haven't caught up to much of anyone. As far as what they're doing behind the plate. Toronto, they have they have a good batting average and all that, but I don't like their their when they have men on base, particularly when they have men in scoring position. I don't like the fact that they miss out on their opportunities to score runs. So I'll be taking under both of these teams for full game. They lean towards the under anyway. So first 5, don't have the bullpens involved. I think that's the best way to go with this one.
There from Javon. Next up, we move right on over to Kirk.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take the Astros in this one. I don't want to really lay the money line. I'll lay the run line. I think on the road, Gausman is due for some regression. The Astros bats have been playing a little bit better, and Brown's been really good this season. I like the run line here, and something I don't typically do, but I'm going to take the 1.5 with the Cardinals. I like Fede in this spot. Braves bats have started to heat up a little, but I like Fede here, so I'm going to take the Cardinals plus 1.5 here.
Yeah, from Kirk. All right, I tell you what I think here about these games. Some of these games, at least. I like the under here with Toronto and Houston. We have two bullpens that are in very good form right now. Matter of fact, the Blue Jays 6-0 to the under against these good bullpens with a whip of 1.25 or lower. And against the Houston here over the past 1+ seasons, 19-12 to the under against an AL team that averages 4.4 runs per game or fewer. Like under there. And, of course, it's in San Francisco at night, so I got to go under here. Brewers and Giants. Giants 61-34 to the under in their home night games the past 2+ seasons. We know what it's like in San Francisco at night in the springtime there. So I'll look the under as well. Also, Brewers 28-17 to the under on the road against lefty starters the past 2+ seasons. The Giants only 218 hitters the past 7 games. Brewers bullpen has shown improvement of late. But the past 6 games, we've seen the Brewers hit 205. So I like the under there in Milwaukee and San Francisco. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. As we turn our attention to the NHL playoffs here, we have 3 games here on this Monday. So let's get to them right now. NHL playoffs here for action on Monday. We have Canadiens and Capitals. Capitals $1.91. Total sits at 6. Blues and Jets here. Game 2, Jets $1.90. Total 5.5. Game, we got Avalanche and Stars here in this one. More games. Avalanche $1.44, total 6. We have 4 games today. And then we go to Oilers and Kings. The Kings here. Now we've seen the Kings here. This was a little closer earlier. Now we got the money on the Kings. Kings $1.33, total 5.5. 4-game card here for tonight. We get this one underway here with Rod.
Yeah, first one I'm looking at here is, you know what, give me the St. Louis Blues here, to making this series a series, making it a 1-1 series. Blues all season long, in games that they haven't fared so well. They had a nice start and completely collapsed there, but I wouldn't say completely collapsed. I think just the momentum of that Jets crowd and that them tying it up, and then they took the lead, and then they made it 5-3 with the empty netter late in that one. It's not like the Blues weren't in it the whole way. It just sometimes those nerves get to you, and the snowball rolling down the hill. That whiteout crowd in Winnipeg is absolutely bananas. If you haven't seen any of the noise and the shots of them going absolutely bananas in Winnipeg, definitely check it out. But I'm going to go with the Blues here to bounce back. They've done it all season long. This year, when they've given up a 5 goals or more in a game, that next game they come back, they're 11-2 straight up in those games. So give me the St. Louis Blues, the plus price there in that one. And then the other one I'm looking at is give me the under, the Oilers and the Kings. Low scoring one. Should be Skinner getting a start there for the Oilers in that matchup. And his last 2 starts, hey, he's looked real good. He's looking like the goalie that brought the Oilers to that Game 7 Stanley Cup, and they just fell short. And on the other side of the crease is Kemper. And what has he done to the Oilers this season? Shut him out twice. So give me the under 5.5 in that one. Low scoring one between the Oilers and Kings. Versus 3 wins that one, Tony. Give us the under 5.5 there.
2-2 in overtime will get you the under 5.5.
Right. Yes, it will.
It will.
Possible,
right?
I could see it. Hey, sprinkle a little bit on that OT because it's definitely possible.
The overtime good goalie forms there. On over to Kirk. Nothing. All you got is the Devils in the Northeast. That's a rough year.
Yeah.
Northeast hockey. Very rough year.
Exactly.
There from Kirk. All right. We got you through. We got you through the NHL. Now it's time for our Parlay Purple segment where our cappers can give it a parlay, give it a team or player prop, game of the future. They make the call here in this segment. We get it underway here with Rod.
Yeah, and what are the Devils doing in that Northeast division? Because I have no idea. You've got your goalie that's full on tilt and smashing his own players down to the ice. If you've seen him do it in that game yesterday, that's exactly what Markstrom did. He went to go slash the other guy, and he slashed his own guy down to the ground and injured him pretty good. So it's like, what are you doing? It's New Jersey's done full tilt there in that one. I think they're in big trouble. They must have just packed it in because, yikes, that was pretty ugly. Parlay for us tonight, though, we're going to take the Blue Jays, we're going to take the Brewers, and throw in Montreal plus the puck and a half there in that one heading into Washington. Should be a close game between those two, closer than people expect. Grab the 1.5 there with Montreal. They've covered 10 straight on the road, plus the 1.5 into the parlay. Gets you a little bit of a plus 660 on that parlay. Little 3-teamer for you today.
All right, let's go to Javon.
Pistons, Knicks under. Clippers, Nuggets under.
Next up, we move to Kirk.
I'll take Clippers money line, Reds money line, Astros money line.
All right, I will go here with Clippers, and then I'll go with Reds, and then Blue Jays, Astros under. All right, let's see what we got going over at Pick Dog Spam. Let them know what's for sale.
Yeah, I got 2 MLB plays and 1 NBA play on the board today, and then we ramping it up as the week goes. NBA playoffs, MLB will have bigger cards, soccer will have bigger cards, so hop on something long term, and let's start this week off well together.
Let them know what you got for sale, Javon.
Yeah, I got don't have a 3-pack, but I have 3 plays in all, 1 Major League Baseball play, both sides of the NBA playoff games. So that makes 3. Jump on some long-term 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly, or maximum one of the other handicaps for the multi-capital promotion. You can't go wrong here. Sports Chat Plays and Big Dogs. Let's get it.
And for me, over at Pick Dogs tonight, hey, we got my NHL one-timer play. We're on a nice 9-3 run in the NHL, so you can scoop that up singly. I also got an NBA drop a dime play. Went on a nice little run in the NBA playoffs. Have treated us good. Or I've thrown those two plays into a mixed sport triple, where I got one MLB, my NBA drop a dime play, and that NHL one-timer play. So definitely head on over, scoop those up. Let's start the week winning. Best way to go, though, is take advantage of that 2-for-1, 3-for-1 capper promotional over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Can't go wrong with that, having 2, 3, even all of us here on today's show. Pair us up. Let's have ourselves a big win a week together. Lots of NBA playoffs rolling forward. Lots of NHL playoffs. And the MLB is heating up as well. So definitely jump aboard long term. As you can see, the last week was absolutely money. So looking to do the same thing this week. Continuing to stay hot as the beard's growing back in. So let's continue to make this thing grow back in and stay hot over here at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Jump aboard. Don't forget promo code PICK at checkout. Save 15%.
On board with Rod over at Pick Dog. Great results there. Get on board. Of course, I've got a best bet on board right now from Major League Baseball, as well as a 3-pack with my best bet bundled in there with the baseball and NBA. So don't buy them both. Either buy one or the other, because my best bet's bundled in both packages. Or why not get that 7-day all sports pass? Get all my pre-and plays for the next 7 days, all the baseball and NBA playoffs. I am the number 2 unit producer in MLB for the year over at Pick Dogs. So come on board with me, or match me up with your favorite capper with the multi-capper promotion, and use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. All right, guys, we're with you here Monday through Friday here on the drive-thru, so make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications. Be live with us when we get off the plays. Of course, we got a lot more content on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel on demand. So let's see what Kirk, what you got brewing over on the Pick Dogs YouTube? You're on mute there, Kirk. You're on mute. Maybe sign off, sign back in again, because you're on mute there. All right, let's see, Javon, what you got going on over with your video series over at Pick Dogs?
Yeah, got another one up on the board. 2-teamer, so go ahead and check that out, like a lot of people have. I'll be back here on Friday, and then on the weekend shows, in the morning shows, Saturday and Sunday, and then back here on Monday.
Very good. Of course, Kirk, what you got brewing, Kirk, over on the Pick Dogs YouTube?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, a lot of soccer going on. Tons of free picks hitting. Just the selection process hasn't been good. So basically a lot of winners that are free over there. So me, Garn, and Jack have been doing really well as of late. And soccer's also winding down. So a lot of big games that we have you covered for.
Very good. So check out Kirk over his contributions over on the Pick Dog YouTube channel with that soccer. And of course, Rod, pretty regular here on the drive. They can also catch you on one of the weekend shows.
Yeah, definitely tune into the drive-thru Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Got you covered here on the drive-thru, and then on that Sunday show on the weekend. So definitely tune in. We'll get you some more winners there as well.
That's right, guys. We got you there. That's going to do it for this edition of the drive-thru. Back tomorrow. Bigger card here for Major League Baseball, 15-game card rolling, as well as some NBA and NHL playoffs. So make sure you guys tune into the show, like, subscribe. All right. Before we go, anybody have anything to say before we close it out?
Robert Thomas, anytime goal for the St. Louis Blues. Nice plus 275 on that one tonight.
There you go from Rod. All right. Well, goodbye, guys. Guys, make it a winning night.